All right, part two. So I am a small business consultant out there working with all these small business owners on improving their systems, processes, procedures, and making more money. During that time, I was still teaching Highland dance, and that means that I was taking individual dancers, they're not teams or anything, individual dancers to nationals. We were qualifying for nationals. We were succeeding at placing at nationals, having an absolute blast doing it, traveling all over the country. And I was really empowered by teaching these young athletes, both men and women, ages like 14, 16, 18, in their young 20s, how to succeed. I employed a lot of life coaching techniques in doing this. How to clear your mindset, choose your mindset, manage your mindset, how to be aware of your emotional range and control it, not let it control you, how to be calm and confident in all environments, how to take risks and fail forwards, how to do all of those things through dance. Interestingly, it turns out that the small business owners I was working with on things like, invoicing procedure and systems could use it too. And so I started applying everything I knew about life coaching to my small business owners. In fairness, I kind of eased into it, and I don't want to say I didn't tell them I was doing it, but essentially coaching is just asking questions so that the client can experience their answer. So it just meant that in certain meetings, maybe we were talking about a new invoicing system and how they just weren't getting their receivables in quick enough. And yeah, of course I can rebuild the invoicing system, but I would start putting in the question but before we even start that, can we talk about how you feel about invoicing? Because even with a brand new sparkly system that works better and faster, how you feel isn't going to have changed. And that could be playing a part here. So that's how I slowly started introducing work on mindset, feelings, and behavior patterns, the life coaching stuff, into my small business clients' lives. Soon after that, I met my wife. She is from Eastern Europe. I'll get right to the punchline. We met on Twitter unintentionally. That's where everybody laughs. And we had to figure out how to do this. If we choose each other, but we live on different continents, how does this work? And so I stayed in small business consulting and kept working with my dancers, but spent a good 5 years living intercontinentally, 3 months here, 3 months there, back and forth, and really focusing on building my family. We got married, we got a green card, I had a baby, and we had a family. And that's when I turned back to my business and said, okay, now I know what my family looks like. Now I know what my career looks like. And now I'm really money motivated, because all of a sudden I really want to drive success for my family members. And I really want to take all of these skills and all of these tools that I have accumulated almost by accident, but out of curiosity and interest and sheer talent, and really put them all together, and let's see what we can do with them. And so after having Lena, when I stepped back into the workforce and started Szabó Services, I had really fine-tuned my offering into a life coaching approach to business coaching, to do things completely differently than everybody else had been doing them, because I'd been studying it. I'm an observer. I'd really synthesized a lot of information, read a lot of books, all the TED Talks, right? YouTube's there. I've watched it all. And I had a really strong opinion on how it could be done for better results for both the human and the business. Because remember, I'm still that kid that went to school for social work and wants to save the world through supporting people. And the first way you support someone is you see them and you hear them and you honor their perspective in life. And then as a coach, if you can step into that perspective and then use all of your coaching, performance coaching tools for driving revenue and really seeing performance enhancing growth, but you do it from the perspective of honoring the person first, you unlock a whole different level of financial success. And that's where my business lies now. I do life and business coaching for a private practice of clients who work with me over the phone for coaching 1, 2, 3, 4 times a month to support their business. They come to me and I meet them where they're at. We work towards their goals in ways that enhance their life and don't create resistance within it. And we really move the needle. That's my favorite thing to do, is see a small business owner who's put it all on the line, who's really risked and taken a chance by being in these positions in life. And they actually have the support they need to put their skill, their expertise, all the info and knowledge they have, and to actually see it work, and to actually win, and to make more money and continue to make more money and keep driving revenue. I love to run statistics, look at metrics, and see the patterns in the numbers. And when you can focus on the human, really support the person, but the result is that the numbers move, then that's the type of business coaching people really want. And it turns out you don't do it through the classic methods of judgment, critique, blame, shame. I'm not going to say, well, your number would be higher if you stopped eating lunch and dinner, right? And just kept hustling, right? Instead, we're actually going to use approaches that work for you and not against you, okay? So that's how I ended up here. That's why I do what I do and how I do it. And I will go to part 3 of this video just to tell you a little bit more about my current services and how we could begin working together when or if you're ever interested. Thanks for getting this far, 10 minutes in.